This is it, people. We have reached the end of Succession. Long road, and I'm not going to do a play by play of the finale. I'm not going to do the play by play of the whole season or the series as a whole. I just want to reflect on it and talk about, how I really felt about it, how I felt about the ending and the overall experience. Man, oh man, what an incredible journey. It's definitely one of the top. I want to say it's up there with Breaking Bad for me, just because they were able to stick the landing so well. And right now, we're looking at footage of like season one through season three, and you would not believe the amount of character progression, the character development that they were able to fit in throughout these 4 seasons. And man, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna talk about spoilers, so be warned if you haven't finished the series, just get out now. But the death of Brian Cox, in the beginning of the last season, you really did feel his absence. And I really did respect their choice to go ahead and drag out that final season, because it's like, think about it. After he died, I want to say in episode 3, his funeral's episode 9. So within those, 6 episodes, you know what I'm saying? There was just so much going on, but at the same time, so little time passing. So you really felt the dread, you kind of felt uncomfortable, and not only that, the lack of Brian Cox, Logan himself, his presence is absolutely missed. But let's talk about the siblings, man. Connor really got under my skin throughout this whole season, and I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of crazy how his relationship actually ends up working out. Kind of, not really. I don't know if you want to even call it that. But there's really not much to say, man. He's allergic to work, which kind of made me not really respect the guy. But listening to his backstory about his mom and, the cake and the reason why he wanted always everything to be perfect, it just made sense. It made sense. But let's go ahead and talk about Shiv, man. And isn't it ironic? Her name is Shiv. Shiv is a knife. And boy, was she just put a shiv in the backs of each and every one of her family members. Absolutely insane up until the very last episode. And the last episode was very deliberate in making you root for Kendall to be the succession. But at the end of the day, you were kind of like biting into the illusion, the Kendall's disillusion, because at the end of the day, Shiv was absolutely right. He has no idea what he's doing. He was more likely than not going to run that company into the ground. And to be honest, that outcome being what it is probably the best thing for them, realistically. But let's move on, man. I just enjoy what happened, and I wish we could see more of what Shiv is going through, but it is what it is. Let's talk about Greg, man. Greg came out one of the most character progressed characters in all of Succession at the end with him slapping Tom back. I mean that little subtle fight, it was amazing. I'm not gonna lie, it was hilarious, but having him fight back shows the amount of progression he's made, because back in the day he would have just took that. Now he doesn't take none of that. Let's talk about Tom. Tom. Last thing I would have expected was Tom to take it at the end. When he started having that meeting with Madsen, I was like, oh my God, could Tom really be Succession? What? But at the end of the day, looking back, Tom is an absolute terrible person. Think about it. He used people as furniture. But I would say he did deserve it out of all of them. He is competent and he deserves it. Let's talk about Roman. Roman, man, heartbreaker. It was kind of rough to see him just fall apart the way he did. He's really good at holding up a front, but I understand the psychological coping mechanisms he had when it comes to using sexualization, when specifically for older women. definitely screams some mommy issues. I mean, look at the last episode. He went to his mom for comfort, and even that she wasn't even able to give to him. So that tells you everything you need to know. And according to the creators, that's probably the most he's gonna get as far as comfort. So um, yeah. And then last but not least, let's talk Kendall. Kendall, man, feel bad for the guy. I absolutely do, and it's unfortunate because his father, for better or for worse, set him up for failure, man. You're gonna promise your child at 7 years old that he's gonna go ahead and inherit. Come on, man, you gotta like ease into that. You gotta be like, maybe if you work hard enough, maybe one day you will. We're gonna have to see, like don't promise that, man. That's such a big promise, especially if you're running an empire and you're thinking about the eyes of a child, 7 years old. He doesn't know the limitations or what it takes. At the end of the day, I really enjoyed the fact that what the creator said, what they were saying is that the people who started at the finish line literally have no idea what it's like to fight the people trying to get there. And that speaks volumes to me. I think that is absolutely beautiful and absolutely realistic. And it was a fitting ending. And it was a fantastic way to end the entire series. And geez, I wish they would do a spin-off and not drag it out, obviously, but I wish they would do a spin-off. But at the end of the day, I'm really happy they chose to end it when the succession was named. And at least a 5 years later type of thing would have been nice or something. But I completely respect the decision. The name of the entire show was Succession. The successor was named, and yeah, after that, the rest is history. So yeah, I got to give it to them. Bravo, the entire cast, absolutely phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorite shows of all time. I like Yellowstone, but at the end of the day, I don't know, man. Yellowstone's kind of dragging. We'll see how that one's gonna end. But Succession landed. They landed the plane with the ending. And that speaks volumes, and that's extremely rare to have such a good show and to end it on a high note. So, anyways, guys, that's all I wanted to talk about. Thank you so much for visiting. If you enjoyed this review, go ahead, smash that like, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought about the ending of Succession. I was rather happy about it, as you know. What do you think? Anyways, guys, that's about it for the day. And hey, if there's anything else you'd like me to review or any other suggestions for the channel, please sound off on the comments below. And yeah, as you already know, I make this channel using AI. And if that's something you're interested, let me know, and I'd be happy to teach you how to do it. All right, guys, you already know. That's a wrap.